Welcome back to some flat earth science. Real science, stating the truth about the world we live on. We don't live on a globe, it's flat. There's the model. There's a cross section of our flat earth there. This is the magnetic field flow. Like this. Found in alchemy, the infinite sign of the snake, and found in a lot of other places. The tree of life, the magnetic vortex, the pump house, the machinery that runs the earth, all happens here. The tree of life contains all the celestial bodies. They're just all amplified out into our realm. Amplified out, which is cast into dark matter. Dark matter is already there. Pretty pictures get plastered on the dark matter. But we won't go into dark matter right now, that'll come in a future video. Sentinel, tree of life, low pressure, magnetic fields rush to the lowest medium pressure. They go there, they rush there, go through the earth negative and back up. There's a magnetic vortex and they get sucked back down to create the sun. Check out my previous videos anyway. Today I'm going to talk about the flat earth map and the globe delusion. This is basically what's happening. we get the magnetic fields coming out from the south all the way to the tropics. South all the way to the tropics. But they're curving like this. They curve and then go down through the earth and spin off negative through the earth. They're like this. All the way around. In a star trail video, time-lapse videos, star trails, we see this in the southern sky, don't we? Center octantis. Centralized. Wherever you are, looking south, you'll see sigma octantis. Anywhere around here, you'll see a rotation. Your rotation is different to this guy's rotation. It will be slightly twisted. It'll be turned more in its 360-degree rotation. Because this southern rotation is turning all the way around here over 24 hours. Although we're seeing basically there's a multitude of these overlapping, but we only see the one. What's happening is it's continuously coming in from the east and fading out in the west if you take a fixed time-lapse video. But if you use an equatorial mount, you'll set it on a star, you'll notice the star winds out and around. What's happening? Imagine that's the star. The whole is the star. It goes like this over the night. Starts off there. Over the night, it does a whole 360 around Earth to end up exactly in the same place the next night. That's how our Earth works. It's easily proved if you go out and take time-lapse videos, star trails. If you're down here like I am in New Zealand, I can take one to the east and you'll see this rotation around the northern rotation. You see the two rotations. Take it more north, you'll see those two rotations. Take it to the east, you'll see those two rotations. You'll see the dual curves, which just shows a ball spinning around another ball. It's easy to prove. One, by the fact that this is coming in, you won't see the stars doing a full 180 rotation. They'll go so far, then fade out. Well, they should go that way. They go that way and fade out. Depending on how you're looking at it. Everything is reflected out of here. The Milky Way is sitting vertical in here, so you will not see it in the night sky projection because it's vertical. But you will see it out in the south because the projection out here is off the stem of the vortex. And I can show you that, how that works. Down here in New Zealand, I'm looking at the night sky like this. There's the northern rotation lost over the horizon. There's Sigma Octantis. I'm looking at it like this. You can't see it there in this if I'm looking north. But you just simply go like this over to the south. There we see Sigma Octantis, the rotation. If I'm looking south, I won't see the north. Okay? So let's go back to north. Looking north. And what if we just go like, see the they rotate. This is anti-clockwise. South is clockwise. You just go like this. Fold it in half. There's the arrow going that way. There's the arrow going that way. That's the image. Because the night sky is curved in the south. Our whole realm is curved. This is the shape of our earth. The Egyptians show this. This is Newt. There's Shu supporting here. They know, they knew. All the cultures knew. Then there's the south curving down. So there's north straight, south curved down. You go like that. The sky's going in the same direction, isn't it? You're just getting a different angle, a different view from the Polaris rotation. Polaris rotation is from down there straight up, here straight out. This is why the sun is Sigma Octantis, the sun is Polaris. Now, flat earth maps. If you were to draw a flat earth map, we know that the globers like to go on about the Gleason being a globe projection. Because on the Gleason map you have the linear, you won't see it, but you have the linear lines for longitude, right? And on the globe you have the linear lines. But our magnetic field lines go like this, they curve like this. We live in a magnetic realm. You take a trip from here to there, you're going to follow this curve. This is, well, I think GPS does, is, I was thinking they might calculate for the extra distance and give you a straight line, but no, they still follow the curve because they've taken these two curves and created a bulge, haven't they? Because it's a longer distance from there to there if you follow the curve than a linear line, straight line. This is how science has got you all thinking you're living on a spinning ball, because our fields, all our fields go like this. They curve. And it's obviously would be out here if you took that extra distance, create a curve. No brainer. I've stated this in the videos way back. It says here, surface. A straight line on a map is not necessarily the shortest distance. Ships and aircraft usually follow the Great Circle. They've travelled around the Great Circle. Aeroplane flights from New Zealand to Dubai go all the way around, they follow the circle. It's easy, because everything works like this. Well, circular motions anyway. All the way around here before it flies north. If you went from New Zealand to Chile, they follow the curve. Follow a great circle. Geometry. To minimise distance and save time and money. blah blah blah. The Milky Way. Milky Way stretching across the southern sky is the Milky Way. This is our own disc-shaped galaxy. When we look at the band of light, we are looking edge on. No, you're not looking edge on, you're looking side on. You're looking side on to the Milky Way. The sun is in there. Good cameras, you'll see the glow of the sun. It's the back of the sun, seen at night. This is what the Egyptians called Atum Ra, the sun in the underworld, or afternoon sun they call it, but there's two meanings to it. Atum Ra, the night sun, the back of the Milky Way, and Atum Ra is the southern sun in the southern summer. Then we have Ra in the middle, they say is midday sun, but what would they point the midday sun at? It's only one sun, isn't there? No, but if there's a triple system here, well, a double system, but Ra is a special occasion. That involves solar eclipses. Atum Ra in the afternoon and Kefri in the morning. And but really they're telling us Kefri, northern summer, Atum Ra, southern summer. Because I've spoken before about the magnetic field flip. It's like a phase shift, not a magnetic field flip, a phase shift, where I think that something presses and pushes the magnetic field out south and sends this phase something out here, which allows the sun to shine out here. It's a tricky thing to explain, but when the field pops back up, it pops back up, and then you get the almost an egg-shaped the daylight pattern coming around the Earth in the season until it gets pushed down and that egg shape goes pop, and it's no longer in here, it's out here, right around the ring. Anyway, a couple more things here to mention. Now, here's a good one for people who know a bit about or follow Egypt. Who's seen this? Who's seen this system? Where the snake is here with the snake head. Well, most people have no idea. They think that's something to do with electricity and light bulbs. Well, it's not. I've done previous videos on this. This is representing the dual system of Earth. That's where that's where the Orion's belt comes through. That's what, because I've always told you that the snake represents the magnetic fields. And in some of these pictures I'll show you a cat with a knife where she's cut through here. Another depiction will be that just one, and there's some other character there with a knife here. Because it's doing with the parting, the duality in our system where we're born into darkness is a dual system, and the goal in life is to create singularity. Physical world connected with the conscious world, spiritual world, sorry. But that should be left for another day, for a one on Egyptian knowledge. So I'll move along. She's here. North Magnetic Pole in 2001 and 2007. The most recent survey determined that the pole is moving approximately northwest at 55 degrees per year. Northwest. You get another one here that says it's going east. It's like to confuse you, I think. What you have to do, you get your own flat earth mat, put it above your head and always face it, put it out in front of you north. And when they start saying it's actually moving east from Canada to Serbia, then well, how can it be going? Because in my previous videos, hang on, I'll read something else first. I'll read you this bit. Same dipole is the basis for the simple geomagnetic coordinate system of geomagnetic latitude and longitude. Scientists, map makers and polar explorers have an interest in the locations of the dip and the geomagnetic poles. Although geomagnetic pole positions cannot be observed, they are arguably of greater significance than the dip. What's happening? Well, carry on, hang on. But greater significance in the dip because the auroral oval, approximately 5 degrees latitude bands where the spectacular aurora is likely visible, are closely centered on the geomagnetic poles. They are usually displaced slightly to the right side of the geomagnetic poles and greatly vary in size. Something of greatest activity occurs between 50 and 25, blah blah blah. Now, you've got the dip. It says the neg. This once again goes back to the cosmic egg in here where the sun sits. Right, there's the cosmic egg. We're going to get the dip at this point because this vortex, the dip here, dip. But the center here, or off center, is the sun. They're getting dip sort of out here, dip there, dip here, whatever. But it's a geomagnetic latitude and longitude, or whatever. They are arguably of greater significance than the dip poles because the auroral oval, whoops, where are we? Because the auroral oval, approximately 5 degrees latitude bands, where the spectacular aurora is likely visible, are closely centered on the magnetic pole. You've got the massive magnetic vortex around here. There, around here. The sun's up here, just off center. So to them it seems pretty well on center. Closely centered on the geomagnetic poles. They are usually displaced slightly to the right side of the geomagnetic poles. And they're given these things, but it's just difference from here to there. The sun. It's the sun. It's the main entity in our whole realm, the whole magnetic field of Earth. It just drives the whole system. I haven't explained it very well, but it's complicated. What have we got here? Unlike the geographical poles, the planet's magnetic poles are in constant motion. What's surprising, however, is the high rate at which the magnetic North Pole is drifting towards the east, from Canada, Arctic towards Russia. So it says east there. One will say west, one will say east. And you think, and all this rotation, all this is the Polaris rotation, and it's anti-clockwise. You look up that way, anti-clockwise, but it's all coming around from the east, going west. So if the sun and everything is moving west, you think, well, how can the magnetic field be moving east? But you take the map and you put it up there and you start looking at it and you find it's going, where am I? Just draw on the map, Canada to Siberia, and I put over my head And what's happening? The arrow's going that way. Well, off to my right when I'm in the south, that's east. Hang on, what am I getting at here? Wow. No, I blew that. Well, anyway, it is. I can't explain it. It's going that way. New Zealand, Australia. It's going with the sun. Trust me, it's going with the sun. It's a bit early in the morning for me. Anyway, okay, let's move along. No, that's it. That's it for this video. Okay, so what's happening is the southern rotation is like this. You start at that note down there, and it just goes like this around, all the way around, to come back the next evening, where you'll see it rotating around like that. That does not move anywhere, it stays there and just turns. This turns around it. It's easily seen now. Modern cameras. Equatorial mount, you'll see, pick a star, let's say just pick this middle finger. Starts off there, and look at it. It's curving. We only see so much because we only got the night time to deal with. See, it does that curve. Equatorial mount, you see the curve like that? It's a no-brainer. The sun, that cosmic egg, turning 24/7. That's right inside the centre here. That's what turns everything. Well, it's the black hole around the sun that turns everything. The black hole. The cosmic egg. It's an egg shape because of the sun being here. It turns. The black hole spin creates all the spin, the whole rotation. Everything turns. As this flowed up, then that came down, and this creates that, and that creates this. The thing is just continuously spinning, and the energy is self-perpetuating, driving itself. Because of pressure, low pressures, high pressures, being sucked to each other, keeping the pressure going, keeps everything flowing. We'll leave it at that, eh? Thanks for watching. Hope you found it interesting, and if so, put the thumbs up. Share it. That needs sharing. That's why, if they do it, someone could design a flat earth map if they've got the brains, using these curved lines. Because you can't set up cities on here, on a flat earth map, with straight lines and have them sit in the right positions. You have to allow for these curves. Out from the north, out from the south. In from the south, out from the north to the tropics. Each side of the tropics. Not in the middle, not the equator. Each side of the tropics. This is why we have the magnetic field's coming down like this. This is why we have desert on either side here. It's scorched earth from the magnetic fields meeting. You've got the positive and negative here. Scorched earth, just like you have the negative and positive meeting out here, we get the Aurora Borealis. The Aurora Borealis out south, and Australia, sorry. Aurora Borealis in the north. Aurora Australis in the south. It's this meetings. The meeting of the negative and positive. And here we have the meeting, yet scorched earth. The pyramids are right here, and they're drawing on this negative energy from the base, releasing negative ions into the atmosphere. That probably helps with the pull. or helps equalise our atmosphere. But there's a lot more reasons for pyramids. They're very healthy for you. I can get into that later. And I've got something here, I think. Okay. No, might leave that for another video anyway, once again. Yeah. No, okay. Another video for that one. Yeah, deserts. Deserts. They're trying to tell you that there was water there once. Plenty of water. No. Might have been prior to the dual system of Earth. Maybe Earth was a single system once upon a time, but can't see it. Dual system, desert all the time. Desert. Desert. Thanks to the magnetic field flow. Positive, negative. Low pressure winds rising, dry pulling the high pressure down, and vice versa. Okay.